Alright, so round off the greenhouse here, we have some other ficus. So my tiger bark, which is growing a lot of arrow roots all over the surface.
Crazy roots, eh? And
yeah, you can see this root wall right here on the side.
oh,
It's starting to thicken up with lots of roots.
You got an ear plant there?
Yeah, it's doing well. They grow pup style as well. There's one up in the front. This is the back here.
Okay, very cool.
I have the Spanish moss, which maybe didn't get into the greenhouse
I see.
in time.
It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's dropping all its interior growth, but putting out a bunch of new stuff. So
Leaves are staying small, aren't they?
yeah, it's well ramified now at this point.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's only
that
going to
branch. You can really see it underneath here. That it's really getting a pad, isn't it?
And this
Amazing.
arrow root is thickening up and getting a base to it.
Oh yeah, additional roots coming off
Yeah.
it. Cool. Cool
Really
tiger
liking
bark ficus.
where it's going.
Yeah.
Beside it is a Microcarpa,
Okay.
one of my first
Wow.
ones here.
Look at the roots on it, eh?
Yeah,
Wow.
not a ton of arrow roots on this yet, but
But then the canopy's fairly sparse still, isn't
Yeah.
it? It'll
yeah.
once that takes off, it'll drop them everywhere in this humidity.
And so this was one that I did a traditional cut back, get 2 branches, grow the new one as the leader. The side one becomes the branch.
Yeah.
And then do that again. So my first cut point was here. And then my second cut point was here. And now I'm regrowing this leader until it's proportional with the thickness. So I'm going to keep growing this until it's about 1/3 this thickness.
Yeah.
And then I'll cut it again.
Cut it and get more
Yeah.
branches and keep going, eh?
So it's a very simplistic way to build a tree.
Well, it's getting a really powerful base, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, quite a big base.
Looking good.
Yeah. Here's the sweet thorn acacia,
Okay.
a really miniature acacia style.
Yeah.
Or species, sorry. So it's growing really well. I just chopped it back a little bit, so it's getting new growth.
Nice.
Beside it is the regular acacia, I believe.
Okay.
So it has a nice thick base and was a taller tree that got cut back.
Okay. That was the one you were growing really tall.
Yeah, and then actually last fall when I brought it in, I kind of got fed up with it because it was too tall.
Yeah.
So I cut it back. I gave up on that style. Regrew new branches,
Yeah.
and you can see here's the second.
It was just
step
a
point.
straight stick, was it at one time?
Yes,
Or?
yes, yeah,
And then
it's-
it all sprouted out.
Yeah, it's quite. Even this is still quite straight. There's a little subtle movement. But
Yeah.
I think it'll make a nice umbrella style.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't want too wild a trunk, do you?
Yeah. Behind it is a Gruya.
Okay, yeah.
So here, I can pull that out so you guys can get a better look.
I've got one of those too now.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah, really nice.
recently pruned back, so you can see a stark difference between the smaller new leaves and the older ones. But it's got a nice pad, back pad, other pad, top. So
Actually, no, I've got a Premna, which is different, right?
yeah, actually, you're right. I think this
Or
might
is
be
this
a Premna.
Premna, okay.
Yeah.
Because they get the the
Gruya
leaves.
is a little more serrated.
These get down to like that size leaves if you keep pruning them,
Yeah.
don't they? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a Premna.
Okay. Well, really nice. Wow.
Yeah, in a Wayne pot, and actually this is a Wayne tree too. So
Is that right? Wow.
great. This may be in the show as well. It's in a good,
Yeah, it
good
looks
shape.
looks really good, doesn't it? Oh, that's exciting, Connor.
Something else I recently got from the Toronto show is this one,
Okay.
and
Wow.
so I replanted this at a different angle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a semi-cascade, a really mature ficus.
Is this Natal ficus? or-
No, this
No.
is just religiosa, I believe.
Okay.
So you can't really tell now because it doesn't have many leaves because I just did a very severe root pruning.
Yeah.
I put it in a Sophie pot.
Cool.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's a nice pot, isn't
There's
it?
Sophie's signature kind of style
Wow.
there. Some moss up here to keep the roots just a little more moist as they start growing vertically.
Yeah.
But I think this is a nice, a new front with the apex, the first branch, and
Yeah. It's
very nice semi-cascade style.
old looking tree too, isn't it?
Yeah.
ghostly gray bark on it and texture. It's really nice.
Yeah. So we're just starting the ramification now, and in a couple of years, I think it could start looking really nice.
Yeah, it's got good movement to it, doesn't it? That main cascading branch
Yeah.
is just all kinds of cool movement in it, and taper, and wow.
Yeah.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, it reacted really well to the hard pruning and repotting.
Yeah.
Tons of new buds and stuff. So we'll wait for those to elongate.
And it's a religiosa, not a rumphii?
No, I believe it's a Microcarpa.
Oh, Microcarpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
not sure the exact species, but
Right.
it just looks like kind of like this.
Yeah. Doesn't look like a tiger bark. It looks
No.
more like a regular.
Yeah, tiger barks get these
Yeah, the stripes or
stripes, the white stripes here, like along this aerial branch. You can really, especially when it gets wet,
Yeah.
you can really see it there.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Where the Microcarpa, they still have those white
Yeah.
dots, but they don't really make the stripe pattern as much.
Yeah, it's a variation of them. There's still a Microcarpa,
Yes.
aren't there?
Yeah,
But
exactly,
It's just
yeah.
what do you call it? A cultivar. Is that the right name?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, tons of ficus. There's thousands of them, isn't there?
Yeah. There's so many they can't even classify all of them.
Yeah, they get all confused. Lastly, here's my bougainvillea.
Oh, nice.
So this is in an
Isabella pot?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
There's the front. So I recently pruned it to keep it compact.
Yeah.
This used to be a more cascading branch that died back. Not fully dead, so you can see there's still some growth here.
Shoots on the inside.
But now everything's nice and compact in this. This is another piece of deadwood.
Yeah.
It's not going to last a long time, but.
Right. Very nice. That pot's
Yeah.
beautiful for it, isn't it?
It's a really good match, especially with the purple and pinky flowers whenever I get them.
Well, that is an awesome greenhouse, Connor.
Yeah.
We didn't cover the rumphii here, I don't think.
I think we maybe missed a couple here on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the rumphii that you guys have seen before.
Yeah. Look at the aerial roots, how
Yeah.
they follow along the rock there. That's amazing. Those are the best kind.
All sorts from up top. Everything's reacting really well to the greenhouse. This in particular, it's put out all this new growth since getting in here.
Yeah. Well, my cutting is doing amazing too.
Yeah.
Off of this tree.
Very vigorous, eh?
Yeah. And once they start growing, they just elongate like crazy, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing! It's looking good.
Behind it is a little. This is the Green Island ficus.
Okay.
It's a cascade stuff as well. It's just back there, growing out.
Yeah. Nice.
Beside it is the pink Pixie bougainvillea. This is a variegated style.
Oh yeah.
Cultivar, sorry.
Cool.
It's just growing out back there as well.
Yeah.
Lots of sun on that side.
Nice.
And then we may have spoken about this briefly, but this is the Barbados cherry.
Yeah.
It's in the exposed root style.
Look at the texture on the roots here.
And even that, look at all these new roots here.
Oh my goodness.
So that I could probably take a cutting. I will 100% take a cutting.
That's amazing, isn't
root,
it?
yeah.
Aerial roots.
Yeah, but all the foliage is growing through the exposed roots here, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll give this a big prune in the fall before it comes in. And a lot of these things with roots, well, just look at that, eh?
Yeah, and even off these aerial roots, there's a root growing off there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
So I could cut that and then put it in my cutting area.
Yeah.
It would grow.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's nice. And that's a root bridge?
Root bridge. I think we did that, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything in the corner. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's small, but I'm able to fit a lot in it.
Yeah. And the tropical bench back here is gone,
Yeah, so that's all the tropicals are now in here.
where it used to be.
And, Jackie has reclaimed that area.
Oh, that's nice to have a greenhouse, eh, Connor?
Oh yeah, it's really a game changer in your techniques and what you can get away with and all sorts of stuff. Like,
And have you ever been in here when the sprinkler system comes on?
yeah, well, I have to. It's easier to play with them while they're working.
Okay.
So you have to go in there, make sure your phone's on, and then you get soaked, and then you arrange all of them, and eventually it gets set up. But yeah, quite humid.
But does it ever surprise you when it suddenly comes on and you're like,
No,
ah?
well, mostly it's on during the day where I'm at work, so
Okay.
I don't really get caught into it ever.
Okay.
But yeah, very exciting.
Well, and what pot is that in here,
This?
Connor? Yeah.
This is a Wayne pot.
Is that ever nice?
One of Wayne's early pots, yeah.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, I like the red and I like the stripes.
Yeah.
And in the gradient to the white here.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, great
to...
Oh yeah, we didn't see that.
So remember, Nigel, we did this on the Kusumono
Yes.
day of the...
I wasn't there, but...
so that's... I forget what this is. This is from Kim's Nature.
Yeah, I remember you buying those.
Yeah. They're caudex forming, I think it's some sort of desert
Yeah, they're cool.
plant. But that turned out really well.
Yeah.
You can see they kind of swell and lose their bark here.
Yeah. Yeah, they peel like onions,
yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, Jackie was like, "Why are you growing onions?" But like, no, they're not onions.
Wow.
And here I see I'm not very good with lithops,
yeah.
but I have two.
Yeah.
Two survived.
They're doing well.
Yeah. And after you mentioned that, I started thoroughly watering them.
Okay.
Because I think they did dry out and not.
Same with mine. I water mine pretty. If it's sunny like this, I water it heavily every day now.
Yeah.
In the summer only.
Uh-huh.
In the winter, I probably won't touch it much. But yeah, I think, and that deep watering seems to.
Yeah.
I let them dry out, but yeah.
This is a.
That looks like it might flower soon. These ones.
The lithops?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
You get big, colorful flowers on them.
So two survived.
That's good.
Speaking of flower, here's
Oh yeah.
an Azalea flower, which is kind of out of season.
Yeah.
But it's a really pinky white, nice pinky white shaped color to it.
And you made these benches yourself in the greenhouse?
Yeah. So I wanted them a bit bigger, but then I realized, I got to get through the frame.
Got to have a walkway.
Yeah. So they're about.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're
fit it in.
20 inches each side, and then one along the back there.
Oh yeah. That's pretty close to what I have, isn't it? In my greenhouse, yeah.
But what I noticed in your greenhouse, it's obviously a lot taller.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of space between even the top of your canopy and
the roof.
And the roof. Yeah. As you can see here, like some of mine already at the roof height.
Yeah.
So I could probably even bring the benches a little bit lower.
See.
But it's great. It's been a great couple of months with it.
Yeah.
A lot of learning and a lot of benefits. Tons of aerial roots, as you can see.
Yeah.
And things loving it.
Well,
so
yeah,
really
it's
excited.
a whole different set of skills to grow something in a greenhouse.
Yeah.
It's different conditions, and especially in summer, it's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, and in fall and winter, I'm excited to.
So you've got a
enter
solar
that.
fan now.
I do, yeah. So
put in here.
we could get it set up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I may have to put it on the outside because you can see the amount of moisture on the inside.
Yeah. I think there's just like a wire that runs it. Why don't we do that, Connor?
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, so we got an unboxing here. Not a gift, but I bought the same one that Tom sent Nigel. So thank you, Tom. The first one, I think you brought one that was really good quality from what Nigel saw. It seemed like it lasted quite a long time, eh, Nigel?
It's still going strong. I love it. So thanks, Tom.
Okay, so let's unbox it. I haven't got it out yet, so we'll get the solar panel out first.
Yeah. And the solar panel can go outside. They don't have to be in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
They're actually better outside to get more light.
Looks like those are the two fans.
Yeah.
So I got one that came with two fans.
Okay.
But here's the solar panel. That looks like good quality.
Yeah, that's nice big size, isn't it?
Yeah.
That looks the same as my solar panel, I think.
Great. So let's
Yeah, it looks the same on the back side and everything. It's got the same plugs.
scratch it. So then these just plug right into the fans, eh, Nigel?
Yeah. There they are.
Positive.
And I suggest putting the guards on because I had my one fan tip over and it chipped the blade and then it was out of balance.
Right on.
So the guards stopped. I think there's a guard front and back.
Yeah, it looks like
That protects because these are very thin plastic, the blades. Yeah.
Awesome. So I just want to plug it in first and see if we get power.
They're like jet engines. They're incredible.
So flip this over to get... There's no shortage of sun in our backyard right now.
With two fans, you might be able to set them up so that it spirals around the greenhouse, so you get that like a vortex.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Which would be really good.
Looks like nice long leads here, so I can bring them from inside and out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hook up one. And hopefully they seem to have nice gaskets, so hopefully it's decently waterproof.
Yeah. So that's...
Alright, let's
together. Here we go.
see if there we go. Wow.
I'm sucking my side.
How's that?
Hear it on the microphone. Oh, that feels
blasting.
good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
People should have these on their patios for hot days. Just I could.
Yeah, I should get a couple more for under there.
Yeah, it would be perfect. Just whir away all day.
Let's look up the second one and see if we lose any
Number
shoots.
2.
A little bit there, but it seems
Not
both
much. It
runs.
seemed to pick up again. Oh, does that ever feel good, Connor? It's blowing a cool breeze on me.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
it
yeah.
just-
Even if you cover up one little bit. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You cover up a quarter and they...
They just die. Well, that's fantastic. Touch sensitive.
Yeah.
That's
well, that's
cool.
great. They seem to work really well.
Yeah, that's really going to circulate the air in there.
Yeah.
Plants will love it.
Awesome. Beside it is another dwarf Alberta spruce.
That's the one with the big
Yeah.
flared base, isn't it?
Yeah. Kind of a rarity to find
Yeah.
at the $10 mark.
Yes. Yeah, really.
But
rare.
it's just one of those Christmas ones that go on sale after Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's a cut here and early stages, but growing really strong.
Yeah, looking good. Oh, this is interesting, eh?
Yeah, beside it is a funky tree. It is a rosin cypress.
Okay.
So one of those weird variety cypresses.
So it's needles, but they're curled in like a cylinder,
yeah,
right?
into like a cyclone-like stuff. So
Oh,
you can
yeah.
see the
can-
new shoots spiral around.
Yeah, I can see how it's almost like a spiral, a
And
tornado.
then you can see that in the bark as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure. This to me looks like it kind of just grew that way, and nurseries don't really twist their trunks out.
No.
So I think that's
Wow.
just kind of how it naturally grows.
That is cool.
It's actually, I just noticed here, it's growing a pine cone. That's kind of cool. Or some sort of cone.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that is interesting.
Yeah, but it's a funky one. It was much taller.
Yeah.
I cut it back here. This is the new growth.
Yeah.
It's got a really nice root base on it.
Cool. Oh, that's an interesting tree. It's a
Yeah.
really cool species.
Yeah.
Never seen something like that before in my life.
Back here are some wildflowers and some sunflowers that are planted a little bit late, but they're gonna flower, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Growing feet by feet every day.
Getting the light, aren't they?
Yeah. This is a weeping crab apple.
Okay.
It has a very nice fruit, a very multicolored fruit that is still maturing, so it's not ready yet. But you can see it's just loaded with it,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
taking cuttings for this as well.
Cool. That looks good.
You can see here that sometimes they work too well. It grew and then it fell off, and I didn't catch it in time, but it basically separated itself.
Just pinched itself off,
Yeah.
eh? Wow.
So this is the Primo.
Okay.
The Primo Dwarf Thuya.
Wow.
So it's the cuttings that you guys saw in there.
You're pinching
Yeah.
more off, eh?
Yeah. So this is going to go in a planting with some dwarf elms that we'll see over there.
Yeah.
So this is going to represent the white pine,
Yeah.
and then the elms will just look like the deciduous trees. And I'm hoping to have a white pine that stands over the rest of the forest.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
And there's some needle foliage down there.
Yeah, so that's the juvenile stuff. It does
Yeah.
backbud well. It's probably responding to the twist ties
Yes.
that I've taken.
It's maybe a good way to get back buds is to
Yeah,
pinch off the vigorous tips.
yeah.
and-
Well, I found that with wire too. Wherever you apply wire and then
Yeah.
you torque it down, you'll often get backbudding in that region as well.
Yeah. Constricting the flow of the sap a bit,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
says, yeah.
This is the black spruce
Okay,
forest.
yeah.
It's very blue right now because I'm pumping
Yeah.
a lot of.
My larches are like that too.
Yeah.
They're very blue this year.
Lots of backbuds on it and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, all kinds there, isn't
Yeah.
there? Wow.
So this is I'm gonna put a single larch right here.
Oh, nice.
And then have the backdrop of the black spruce.
That'll look good.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting. But a ton of weeds here.
Oh, I'm the same.
And at this point, I think the only option is to repot.
I've got some trees like that. I tried weeding it,
Yeah.
and they just grow back in, and it's like you just got to change the soil. It's the only way.
Behind it is a bald cypress
Wow.
that kind of look like our Dawn redwoods.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
So again, another landscape tree that was hard pruned here
Yeah.
and then is now regrowing. I put down this shari, this deadwood strip,
Yeah.
and I'm going to grind it out more. I'm going to style it as a lightning struck tree.
Yeah.
But you can see it's
It's almost grown over
yeah,
again.
it
hasn't
has already. So I need to widen it quite a bit again.
I see. Oh, down below it has
It
healed
has,
over. Yeah.
Very vigorous. You can see all the new growth. here.
Yeah.
These like a ton of water, similar to willows and stuff. So I have a lot of moss on top,
Okay.
and I keep it very well watered.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful tree, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm just letting the new tops grow out.
And what style will you have? Like a redwood style, or?
No, like a swamp cypress
Okay.
style, with that lightning strike. It's
Yeah.
It's kind of a not a cheat, but a quick way to disguise this cut.
Well, I went online. I looked at all the bald cypresses growing in nature, and yeah, they're very similar to this.
Yeah.
Like, and beautiful when they get old. Like there's
Yeah.
1,000-year-old ones down in some of the areas. I think it's Louisiana. And
Yeah.
that, and
So there's two, not types, but I guess two varieties. There's varieties that are not hardy that grow in the swamp.
yeah.
In South America, southern states and stuff like that, and then there's one that's northern states and into Canada, Ontario, that are semi-hardy.
Yeah.
So this is treated as a semi-hardy tree, so
Okay.
it goes dormant, it loses all of its leaves,
Yeah.
but then I keep it away from the hard freezes.
I see. So treat it like a Japanese maple or a
Exactly.
black pine or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Avoid the.
So behind here, we kind of already saw these guys here. Well, this is the Seiju Elm.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So this is the kind of stuff I start with, and then I'll take several air layers
Yeah.
off of this. But this is a real old tree. You
Oh
can see
my
the cork
goodness.
bark.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? What a tree.
Yeah.
So that's going to be its own bonsai someday, or?
Yeah. So a lot of air layers to come, but eventually this will be a really nice clump.
Yeah.
Clump base.
It's really cool, isn't it?
You can see it kind of grows in this hammerheady like shape here.
Yeah.
I think once I kind of sort out the branches, and I may have to nip away some of this stuff, but I can get away. But it has a very nice double or multi-trunk base, and
Yeah.
a really nice root base already.
Yeah, it does.
And this is just kind of bare nursery stock.
Looks cool. Looks really
Yeah.
cool. Wow.
But you can see how straight they grow.
Yeah.
They make really good forest plantings.
Yeah.
So that's why it's one of my favorite
And
trees.
a nice
to air
leaf
layer.
size, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Not too big, not too small.
Mhm.
And how hardy are these?
Semi-hardy as well, so I won't let
Okay.
these get below like -10°C.
Okay. But do they lose their leaves in winter?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
beautiful yellow fall colors.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back up on the bench is a dwarf Japanese white pine, Hagamora variety, I believe.
Okay.
So a new to me variety.
Cone on it?
Yeah, I left a couple. It was a ton of cones all over it.
Okay.
Leave a couple just to see, because the cones sap a lot of the energy.
Twin trunk or no?
A single trunk.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, here's the way you look into it.
yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah.
So that's a possible front.
Yeah.
So some good movement to it. A couple nice little back branches, powerful branches that need to be taken away,
Yeah.
and slowly work the root ball down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's lots of fun.
Excellent.
Beside it, we have a mature blue spruce, Colorado blue spruce.
Oh yeah.
I love these
Blue.
because it's very easy. They're great training or instructional trees,
I
because
see.
you can really tell the difference between this year's, last year's
Yeah.
foliage.
Yeah.
It's really, they have these big buds, so it's easy to see
See
where
everything.
the buds are.
Yeah.
It's easy to see what foliage is healthy and what foliage is not. So like this, for example, this is not healthy foliage. Whereas this bright blue stuff,
It's
very
very vigorous.
easy to see.
And do they back bud or?
Yeah, pretty well. So this is where I made my first cut right here.
Oh yeah, and you've got
And
back
then-
buds here, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
But just a really rugged, mature bark on this.
Yeah. Nice.
Not a lot of, again, it's going to be a literati style spruce, and I'm just trying to push back all the foliage now.
Yeah.
So for example,
You could.
you can see here, this is where I made a cut.
Yeah.
I left this branch, which pulled all the sap up, which gave me these shoots.
Yeah.
So next time, I'll be able to cut off this big branch, and hopefully be able to use this branch as a structure.
That's awesome. It's a good way to reduce it, isn't it?
Yeah. This was one of the trees that had the stretch marks that I'll show you guys. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, let me move the. So you can see, you can have too much of a good thing in bonsai as well. So you can see this whole flake part just
Cracked
off.
didn't it?
Yeah. So once I moved it from its nursery soil into very porous bonsai soil, it had a lot of room to grow. It filled up this pot. I fertilized and watered heavily. It actually popped. The bark split. It fissured. You can see the younger bark under here. So this will flake off.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. It's unfortunate to lose that really nice craggy old bark, but the tree's still in its development. So by the time I'm ready to show it, I think this new bark will have aged quite nicely.
Generate more, and it's always generating, isn't it?
Yeah. So I found that
cool.
on a couple of my this tree, one of my larches in the forest, and then my maple over there that I'll show you guys.
Just going from maybe slow growth nursery conditions or collected to something more vigorous, and then
that's for sure.
it suddenly thickens up and splits. That's cool.
Growing on it was one of my Shimpaku
Oh, isn't that nice, Connor?
cascades.
Nice.
So another one that's full of wire and raffia.
Yeah.
But I have a big rock on my watering can that I can show you guys, and I think I'm gonna put this on the rock.
Oh wow.
And because it needs a stand. And
it's lower than the tall pot even.
It is a
isn't
small pot. It's kind of outgrown that pot.
Yeah.
It's a nice pot. It's kind of the only cascadey pot I had at the time.
Yeah.
But similarly, it's very dense. It needs to be thinned out again, and I probably missed it. Some of the interior needles are yellowing off here. Just how junipers grow. But great kind of structure.
Great
really
movement.
long.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
So that's why I think if I can elevate it on. Actually, maybe you want to go see the
let's go see.
stone I want to put it on. So I'm going to put it vertically like this. This is a tufa rock, a natural tufa rock.
Yeah.
But you can see here there's a nice kind of crevice.
Yeah.
And there's a nice movement and nice texture to the rock.
Yeah, it's a beautiful rock, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe something like this.
Yeah, growing out the side of the cliff.
Yeah, and the root mass is small enough that I can tag it onto the rock. Kind of no problem. It'll be pretty easy.
And would you have the roots go all the way to the soil line, or would you just keep it a pocket, do you think?
I would train them down with some moss and stuff like that, and then eventually I'd put this in a pot. I can show you guys my other technique, but I basically make a cement footing that will hold this vertical slab up, and then you can grow the pocket down into a pot eventually if you want.
Oh, very nice.
But yeah, that's a project for next year.
Yeah, cool. That's very cool, Connor.